Hello and welcome to the Halo Forge epidemic. This is Oakley HiDef and I'm here to bring you another Forge tips and tricks, and this one is on Forerunner buildings. It was brought to you by a really awesome forger by the name of Ace X Fearsome. So he's come along and put together a bunch of really cool Forerunner structures that I think really just blew me away. This stuff was awesome, and he's, I think, nailed the Forerunner theme. You'll see a lot of stuff that is reminiscent of stuff that you might see on Valhalla, other maps, or even from the campaign. For example, this piece here reminded me a lot of what you saw on in Halo 1, Silent Cartographer on the level, when you're coming in, storming the structure, and then this would be maybe the middle structure where you saw the hunters. I think this looks really similar to that. So we'll go ahead and start digesting and taking apart all the different buildings that he has here. So the main crux of this is basically a piece that comes out here with a large column connecting to this circular bit here. So we'll start with the circular bit here, which is really cool. You don't see this used very often. I think it's a really cool piece of architecture, and the way he did it is this is just a building round. So I can pull that up for you. Usually this is what makes up the bases on Hemorrhage. But what he did is he flipped it upside down and used the underside. And the neat thing about the underside is it has a lot of cool geometry, concentric circles, and it has a bowl shape to it. So it curves down, which allows you to make this sort of fensible position that you can fall back into and get some cover. So I think that's really nice. And at all the openings he added ramps to get in. And at the center where it ends up being flat, what he did is he put a platform extra large here. Smack one down right here. On the side he put 2 blocks, 2x4 on either side. I'll just pull that out for you right here. So just to cover it up, give it a little bit more girth and cover up some of the other objects he had. Then he put a strut here in the front and a couple more struts on the back just to add a little bit more coloration here. That's unnecessary. And then to make the main column connecting it, what he's done is he's put 3 brace larges, one here, and one here, to make the top cool kind of tan beige gray color on the top. And then he's put these block 1x1 talls along the sides here. And then on the bottom, to finish off this cool column piece that he has here, these are just going to be pieces like that. So ramp 2x2s that are going to finish off the sides just like this. And they come together very nicely, very smoothly. And then he's put another row of these blocks here to finish them off. So I think this comes together very nicely. The coloration is very cool. It's crisp at the top with the line in the middle, and on the bottom this looks just very smooth and looks really nice. And then of course he's added more struts and stuff here to link everything together, give the lighting, which is a bit Forerunner in nature. And then he's connected it all to this platform extra large in the back. Pieces of a walkway, walkway large right here that comes out, gives you a little bit more of this overhang here. And then he's put another brace large connecting it as support, so that looks really nice. And as I was moving along here, this reminded me a lot of the early footage we've seen from Spartan Ops, that first level with all the lava, where the Spartans, are moving up and they see Covenant positions here, and just the red glow and all the rocks that he added here really made it look like this was from that level. So that's just props to the creator of this map, Ace X Fearsome. You've done a great job. And then what he has here is he's actually built into the entrance there, so he's combined not only the rocks to give an effect, the overhang, but also the cavity on the inside to build his area here. So making your way from the Forerunner structure, you're going to move up here, and then up here what you're going to find is an open area with a bunch of Covenant defenses, stuff like that, and an inside there, which I'll cover briefly. The whole design behind this I think looks very reminiscent to Silent Cartographer as well. Just the drop here is just like you saw in the campaign, and what he's done is made something that kind of looks like the Millennium Falcon with the 2 wings and the opening in the middle. But basically what he has is a block right here, and then he's put a bunch of ramps on the sides to give it this the banked nature of it, and then he's put the blocks to fill in the gaps. So these stagger step their way in to make a nice paneling on the sides, and then wherever possible he put blocks to cover it up, and he made sure it was all symmetrical. Then over on the top he put ramp circular smalls connected to the back by another block. So I think that looks really cool. And just the addition of all this Covenant stuff, the defenses, makes it look like it's a Forerunner structure that's been inhabited. Moving inside, I think this is really neat. These are buildings here, room triples. They just put on their sides. So I can pull this out for you guys briefly. So you can see the building is like this on its side. And what he's done is he's put it inside just to mask the fact that it's a building and to use the different properties that the building itself has. So I think it looks really cool. The fact that it has these columns sticking up all over the place, and the nice architecture you get over in the back looks very nice. The different lines look like something you wouldn't see typically in Forge World. So that's what he's done to make this piece stand out a lot more. So this is really cool. I loved it. Moving along, he has a teleporter that connects us to the next area. Over here, he's built up top in the quarry a bunch of structures that also look very nice Forerunner in design. So this one is a little more complicated. Basically, what he has is he's built it into the wall Coliseum there, and then brace largest to finish off the front. And what that does is it makes it all sort of protrude out to the front where you have this main defensive platform. So the platform itself is just built out of these corners. This is in the platform section. It's going to be a corner 4x4, 2 of them in the front. Then what he's done is he's put blocks to make the floor, left an opening here, and put a ramp to go down. This is a bridge actually, connected to a ramp down here. And then he's worked with different, instead of just putting blocks to come straight down, he's put these different pieces here just to get the angling all done and switch up the geometry, which is important when you're building Forerunner. You want to make sure you work with curves and different things that don't look very human. Over here, more terracing and stuff like that going on, different ramps are on the side, and I find the symmetry that you'll see with a lot of Forerunner stuff is very important. Over here, he's shown sort of defensive position that you can build with the platform extra large here, ramps around the sides, right there, that you can't obviously walk up, but that break up the geometry, make it less noticeable as the piece that it is, and then a ramp extra large here, allowing you to walk up to the top. Over here, teleporter frame here, and then some more just barricades for defenses as you're sitting out here. And over here, he's just made a nice little rock outperch using a bunch of arches. They're flat bits here to make it so you can stand there, and then an arch here with some more rocks allowing you to move up, and that looks really neat. Moving along over here, he has another structure which looks very, very Forerunner. I love how he built this. I wouldn't be surprised if this was inspired by what you saw in Valhalla, or maybe Sandtrap, or maybe even Halo Wars, but this looks very nice. I love the tower piece at the top. That looks very Forerunner. As for the main building itself, he's built it using just a block here, 2x2, with again the different ramp pieces on the side to keep everything angular, and then more blocks curving their way around the back. Over here, what he's done is he's put corner 2x2s here, and then to support it, these are just going to be wall corners here to finish that off. So I think this is something you don't see too much in architecture in Forge World, is something where you use the corners here to make the walls, and then these little corner pieces here to make the floor. And I think this is very unique looking. And then over on the side, I love how he was able to pull off these access ramps. So right here, he left a gap with columns. Then over here, this is just going to be a block 1x4 sticking up, and then he puts ramps coming down, and he's put a little bit of shielding using the railings here. I think that's a really nice touch, and it's definitely fully usable. You can come up either side, and then over in the front you have a place to shoot out. So I think this looks maybe a little smaller to scale than what we're used to seeing for Forerunner structures, but it still looks very, very nice. And the top, what he's done is he's put all these small ramps here to sort of uphold the main colossal piece he has here. Then this is basically just made up of a block 1x4 here, another block 1x1 here, and then just ramps to connect it and make that nice structure. So on either ends, you can see block, 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 and then anywhere where there was a gap left over, he put these ramps to make sure they're coming up to the top to make a steepling effect. And this is something you might want to copy as you're building your structures, because this is a piece that you'll see a lot with Forerunner designs, where maybe the light beam will shoot out of here every once in a while. So that's something you see in a campaign a lot, and it's instantly recognizable. Then over back here, what he's done is he's made something that was, I think in Halo 2, this looks like that map. You guys will have to again call me out on the name, It wasn't Longshore or something like that, but in the middle, it was basically on an island, and in the middle there's a structure like this, where you could come in here, activate a teleporter, and then over here, usually the flag was here. So this is a really cool rendition of that. So basically the way he's done it is he's put a bunch of brace larges in the front to make the ramps coming up and on the sides. Again, he's used the block for the base and then the ramps on either side. More blocks here to make the flooring, and then block coming along to the back. Platform extra large here. Over here what he's done is block on either side, and then he's put a bridge medium here and here in order to allow you to go under. And then here he's just put a wall double piece here, or a large wall piece. And then here more of the ramps. Over here a bunch of struts, another strut here. And then to make the main sort of towering part here, he's put 2 corner 4x4s, and then over here bridge smalls on either side holding it up. And then this is basically just made out of these block pieces here that you can see. So he's made those block pieces right there, and then again the angling effect over on the side using the ramps. So this is definitely a really cool map. Make sure to check out the download link to be able to dissect everything he's made. There's a lot here, too much for me to cover all of it in one sitting, in depth. But go ahead and download the map to see really in depth how he built everything, and go ahead and throw these designs into your own maps. Thanks again, guys. This has been Oakley HiDef with the Halo 4 Epidemic. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and check us out on Facebook. Thank you.